In this video, we are going to look at the target round in the World Computing Championships. So going to the top right to click on this house icon to go to the student dashboard, we can click here, press practice, and this will bring us to all of the practice questions. So let's go to target. The target round is essentially the Olympiad round, but with more questions and in a team format. Let's take a look at the first question called Zaxian numbering. Ahut, a traveler from a faraway land, has come to Zaxtown in order to experience its fabled Zax Day, a holiday in which the inhabitants of Zaxtown celebrate the birthday of Mayor Zax. Ahut, however, encounters trouble when trying to enter Zaxtown in the form of a game, M-even or M-odd, that determines whether or not he can enter. M-even and M-odd numbers were a concept devised by the great Mayor Zax meant to reduce the chance of harmful individuals entering Zaxtown. Mayor Zax believed that only those with good intention could solve this ingenious game. In order to define an M-even or M-odd number, it is essential to list out the conventional even and odd numbers. So 1, 3, 5, and 7, and so on are the odd numbers, of course, and 2, 4, 6, and 8, and so on are the even numbers. So numbers in the odd list of numbers and the even list of numbers alternate between being M-even and M-odd. So for example, 1, 3, and 5 are M-even, M-odd, and M-even respectively, whereas 4 and 8 would both be M-odd, while 2 and 6 would be M-even. Ahut will be asked to determine if a given number n will be M-even or M-odd t times. Help Ahut pass the test and enter Zaxtown by outputting either M-even or M-odd for the t numbers Ahut will be asked. So the input is firstly an integer t representing the number of test cases, so the next t lines will consist of a single integer n, which is the number given. And then the outputs will be M-even or M-odd for each of the t lines inputs. So, for example, if t is 5, the following t lines, following 5 lines, 1, 3, 5, 7, and 2, the 5 lines of output will be the corresponding M-even or M-odd for each of these 5 inputs. So we need to write a code that outputs M-even or M-odd for a specific number. So let's get to the code. So now I'm on my Python editor, I can write the code. Before anything, we need to write our input statements. So n equals int input. That is the number of lines we need to input after that. So I can define an empty list L and then do for I in range n L plus equal to int input. And then for the outputs, I need to do for I in range n. Now 1 and 5 and 9 and so on and so forth are M-even numbers, so those numbers have a remainder of 1 mod 4. So if I add 3 to all of those numbers, they will be 0 mod 4. So what I can write here is if now Li, so if the number in question plus 3 mod 4 is 0, or now we have to think about the even numbers. So Li mod Li plus 2 mod 4, as those numbers are also M-even. So if that's also equal to 0, then we can print M-even. Else, we can print M-odd. And that is as simple as it gets. So now that we're done with this code, we can submit it on Codeforces. So now I'm on Codeforces, I can submit my code. For the target round, it's important to note that only one person per team needs to submit an answer for one question, and both people will get credit. So Zaxian numbering is the problem, Python 3.8.10 is the language, and then we can paste the code here and then submit. And just like the Olympiad round, it will run it on some tests and then it should accept it. So this is how to do the target round.